Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Joshua Meeks, and I am a little bit of an amateur bourbon enthusiast. I say amateur because even though I've got a whole lot of whiskey, probably like some of you, I find myself kind of watching other videos from other people that have really good, palates and noses and thinking, I don't know if I'm picking up all that. There's a good amount I do pick up, and most of the time it's like honey and oatmeal, right? But there's some that I would love to share with you that I like a lot. So one of those, this is one of my favorite ones. As a matter of fact, I've gone through I think two bottles so far. This is my actually it's my favorite bottle so far. This one's a close second. This is the Rare Perfection 10-year from Preservation Distillery. And this is the Rare Perfection 9-year. This one's really good. I don't remember for sure, but I think this has been my absolute favorite of the two so far. Of hundreds of whiskeys I've tried, whiskeys and bourbons that I've tried, this one has just consistently stood out. It's just absolutely incredible, rich, dark, intense, super flavorful. So tonight we're gonna pour some of that. Heads up that this is also the most expensive bottle of bourbon I've ever purchased. Actually, the Rare Perfection, I think it was that 15-year, is really good too. I believe it's actually a Canadian whiskey, and so it's actually not a bourbon. But the Rare Perfection, what was originally the 8-year, has been hands down my favorite, and then the 9-year was even better, and I think the 10-year was comparable but not as good. So, but still, like I would pick a 10-year over any other bourbon ever, like hands down. I've wax just went everywhere. So that being said, I've tried a lot of bourbons. I am not a career whiskey enthusiast, but I've got a bottle or barrel aging somewhere. I started this YouTube called Barrel Club because I just really enjoy it, and I've seen other guys doing the same thing, and I thought, why not share one of my hobbies? So don't drink bourbon every night. I do have it 3 to 4 nights a week. I'm not like a heavy drinker by any means, but I enjoy it. So tonight I'm going to grab actually my preservation glass. Shout out, this is not sponsored by Preservation by any means. I'm actually a real estate agent and an investor. I do have a couple Airbnbs over in Bardstown because that is just an area that I love, and happens to be a few minutes from some of my favorite distilleries like Bardstown, Preservation, Heaven Hill, and a couple others. But tonight we're having Rare Perfection. This is the 9-year, and I'm just going to share with you, as somebody who doesn't even like memorize like these notes, like I would never be able to like pick up one and go, oh, this is blank. But what I could tell you, it's just deep, heavy, rich, like caramel, confection, oak, a little bit of butterscotch. Not as heavy as the oatmeal, even though I say that I like do taste and smell that often. But also that's because I enjoy a lot of wheated whiskeys, more higher wheat bourbons. Yeah, absolutely as good as I remember. I haven't had it in a couple months, which is why I say it's as good as I remember, because it is a $200 bottle, but I try not to drink very often. But it's one that every time I come there, if I'm running low at all, I'll go get one again. Yeah, it is like deep, deep caramel nuttiness, almost like a hazelnut, mild confection. This thing is actually it's 127 proof, and it tastes like maybe like a 110. I think it does taste like a high proof, but absolutely not a 127. Yeah, just a rich caramel nuttiness. It's almost like a Snickers to me. It's like so that combination of like, yeah, of chocolate as well. Chocolate, caramel, hazel nuttiness, mild peanut, a little bit of confection. It tastes like a rich, dark Snickers to me, which is incredible. I would highly recommend it. Preservation isn't one of the big names you hear very often, but they consistently win awards. I think Fred Minnick has given them a shout out once or twice. This is a smaller distillery, a craft distillery, woman-owned distillery that's been open, I think, like 10 or 15 years. I don't know for sure. She has a really cool history of, I believe she was originally in the wine business and like started collecting a whole lot of like old wine bottles and started using those. I've done the preservation tour, I think like 3 times so far. It's one I would do like every time I'm there, even though it's the exact same tour, because I love the space, I love the location, I love the charm and of this like smaller craft distillery. I like really going to like, these bigger ones too, like Bardstown and Maker's Mark and Buffalo Trace. But something about this location is just small, it's romantic, it's personal. And of all the distilleries I've been to, one of the most charming, and of all the bourbons I've tried, Rare Perfection, 9 year, absolutely my favorite. I don't think the 9 years on the shelf anymore. You could probably get it at like here in town in Bardstown. You might be able to find it at Evergreen or something. Maybe it's still around at Preservation. That 10 year, which is also really phenomenal. I'll do a video on that one later on. But if you have a chance to buy this one, or if you want to stop by when I'm in Bardstown sometime, or if you're in the Puyallup area of Washington State and want to give it a shot, feel free to shoot me a DM and we'll have a pour. Cheers.